Hello, Francesca here again, coming to talk to you about the colour potential cards. And I wanted to talk today about why cards. What is it about cards that attracted me, that I wanted to create this project? And I was thinking back to when I first came across cards, and that was back in the 80s. Don't ask me why my entire life starts back in the 80s, but it does seem to. And I came across angel cards, which you may or may not be familiar with. So tiny, just one word and an angel in a pose that refers to the word. And they were created as part of a board game originally by the Fintorn community, the spiritual community up in Scotland. And but now they have taken on a life of their own, and they're still very, very popular. Lots of people use them. This one says flexibility, and it has an angel doing a yoga pose. But the first card I ever picked was efficiency, and I wasn't very impressed with that. I wanted something expansive like abundance or joy or creativity. No, I got efficiency, and I was a very efficient person back then. There was the picture of an angel sitting under a desk. There was an in and an out tray. How retro. How retro is that now? An in tray completely empty and an out tray completely full. And expressing to someone that I was rather miffed that I hadn't got something a little more, I don't know, esoteric. They said, but look how much time you have through being efficient. And it was then that I got that cards could just, I mean, obviously I knew that, but I'd forgotten that, or I didn't really know that. And that's what my cards are about. They are to remind us, in a way, of things we may already know. So they're about your inner voice. They're all positive qualities that you have, that we have within us. And they are intended as little reminders. Now there are loads of, these are called oracle cards, loads of oracle cards out there of all different types. I mean, you know, too long a list to name, but chakras, animal spirits, goddess cards, I know they're very, very popular. Such beautiful designs, a lot of them as well. You're probably familiar with tarot cards. Tarot cards are a different thing. Tarot cards came to Europe, they think, about the 15th century, and they still have original 15th century tarot cards, beautifully, beautifully painted. And they were literally a card game like any other. They have suits, they have a very specific number of cards. So those are tarot cards. Oracle cards are something a little different. As I've just said, they can be based on anything. They can be any number. Obviously with my metaphysical course, putting my passion together with a metaphysical principle, I put colour with, we know in ourselves what we need to do. We just need to be reminded of that fact. Now there are some amazing women around the world who I'm very honoured to say use my cards in their card readings. And thank you so much to you, Rising Sun Oracle, Tarot for You, Divine Scarlet. And they are very wise, and they combine my cards with other decks. They do readings for people. And they know about angel messages. They know about the phases of the moon. I totally, totally respect them for that. I don't know anything about angel messages, and I don't know really about the phases of the moon and how it affects us. So these, rather like me, these cards are very straightforward. And as I've said a million times before, they are all positive. I didn't want anyone fearing anything negative in the deck. Now, you may think that they're being positive, it's all light and fluffy and everything's fine. No, they're quite hard-hitting too. The positivity for me personally is because I've suffered from depression since the birth of my first child, and so positivity became a sort of island for me, an island of sanctuary, and very much with my painting. There are incredible painters, past and present, who process their pain through their painting. I don't want to do that purely for me. I want to be painting from a space of joy, for colour to remain joyful for me, and for that joy to go out into the world. Similarly with the cards, I wanted that positivity to remain, positivity and colour. That's all I'm about, really. So we have bowls of cards around the house for me and my family to just pick as they're going past, or for a day. A lot of people pick cards for the day. I also have friends with younger children, and they adore these cards. Of course, they love the colour. They probably respond much quicker to the colour than us adults do. Sometimes the words need to be explained to them, and I am in fact working on a children's deck. It'll be slightly smaller with rather more direct words on them, and I'm really excited about that. I think that could be a great project. So I'm just going to pick a card for us for today. I have a bowl here, as you may have noticed, and I'm just going to rummage around and feel which card. It's so funny, you sort of feel the one you want. What's this one? Let's see. Grace. Okay. Oh, that's quite got to me, that card. So it's grace and it's cream, and I don't know if you know the feeling of grace. It's quiet but very strong, and it's when you have one of those days where everything just flows beautifully. Not maybe in the way you expected, or maybe totally in the way you expected, but there's just a flow to it. So as with the cream cards, you know, it's about being patient. It's about the cream rising to the top of the milk. And grace, it's very quiet. Like I said, I've already said that, haven't I? It's just a really powerful card for me. And I think, here we go, I'm getting it now. I think, certainly with me, don't let me say you do this as well, we get in our own way. I get in my own way. I get ideas in my head, or I'm scared of things happening, or I just block myself all the time. This is the unblocking card. This is grace. This is allowing the natural flow of life to unfold in front of you. So if this speaks to you, this card today, just think about something maybe you're a bit stuck on, something that feels blocked, and just sit with it for a little while and imagine it unfolding perfectly and with grace. And we will see what happens. Let me know what happens. Okay. Thank you for listening to this. I hope you enjoyed the history of cards, and thank you for joining me in colour.